How has therapy at Easterseals helped you? Has it been good?
Lifesaver, he said.
Greg Butler has always controlled his own destiny. Growing up in Detroit, Greg learned to value hard work and determination. After college, his own hard work took him to Robinson, Illinois as a plant manager for the Dana Corporation. It was there that he crossed paths with a young speech therapist.
I was at the hospital. He was the plant manager, and the plant, it was a manufacturing plant, so it had a lot of noise levels. The employees had to be hearing screened. They had to have annual hearing screenings. Well, that's what I did at the hospital. So I went there to get the contract to see if we could do their hearing screenings. That's when we met. We dated for 6 months when we got married. We have 2 older children from his previous marriage that I got with a bonus family, you know. And then we adopted Mary when I was 35, so 10 years later.
So it was mostly a typical childhood. He was a very sweet dad, but then also very strict at times for different things.
He's always been a workaholic. You know, he plays hard, he works hard, he does everything 120%. So he would come home from work after a long, stressful day, and he had like this stiffness in his hand that concerned me. He was already on high blood pressure medicine, very type A personality. I was worried he'd had a stroke. So that's what prompted the testing. He was 39 and was tested and was diagnosed with Parkinson's. The neurologist that we met it was an interesting process. You know, the whole thing's been this interesting journey with him. And he pretty much said, there's something neurologically going on here. We can see that. It's either a tumor, or he's had a stroke, or you know, something major, or Parkinson's. And the least of everything is Parkinson's, so start praying for Parkinson's disease, which we thought that was strange at the time, but now that we're 38 years of good life past that, we understand why he said that. I knew being a therapist that, you know, you take it and you push for every day, and you just keep pushing. You know, you keep fighting and you keep doing therapy and doing whatever it takes to be the best you can be every day. So I think that therapist in me kind of kicked in to encourage him, you know, what can we do every day, every day, every day, every day.
When he would start having problems, he would freeze up at first, and I used to like hold his legs and sit there and try and get him to like calm down and then count with him, and then he would start walking. So I think I tried to help out as much as I could, even though I didn't really understand what was going on. It's just been a part of my life, so I haven't really, I didn't really notice it at the time, but we've just kind of gone along with it, I guess. Every day is different.
When we lived in Oklahoma, I worked for an Easterseals there and loved it. Loved, you know, what they stand for, that their heart's in the right place for the kids, and loved it. So when we moved here to Evansville to be closer to family after he retired, I knew where to reach out. So in 2005, he was starting to have a little bit of trouble at home, so he went in for an evaluation. But there was no doubt that's where I wanted to go, because I saw them every day work with their clients. She put us on a real strong home program, things we could do at home, modifications we could make at home. And then in 2013, he started going to weekly therapy.
When I see Greg in our sessions and just overall how he is, he's resilient, he's driven. He comes in here to every session and I say, can we try this today? He has never ever told me no, and I don't think I would ever hear that from him. There's a few benefits of boxing, specifically with Parkinson's disease, but in Greg's case, he enjoys it, so it's just an activity that is beneficial for him, but he also loves. When he's here, I like to prioritize time on his feet, so anything that we can do to help his actual gait. With the obstacle course, focusing on object negotiation, because that's what they have to do in your house, is negotiate things that are around the house. Part of the, rehab isn't just about necessarily the client, but is about how we can improve things at home and in life in general. And with Tony being not just his wife, but his caregiver, it's important for her to be as involved in the sessions as we can. I think it is awesome for Greg to be in the pool. With the buoyancy of the water, it makes movement a little bit, things, you don't have quite the weight of gravity and those things that you have out here. The warm water is just nice for our joints. It's a level of independence that I can't even out here give him. For him to be able to walk by himself, for him to be able to hold on to something in that pool and have his independence, even if it's just for that hour, I think is the most beneficial thing for him being in there.
What'd you say your goal was in therapy, though? What'd you say your goal was? I mean, why do you work so hard? Why do you work so hard? Because I want to stay home. He's never gonna, not have Parkinson's. It's never gonna stop progressing. It's gonna continue to get worse. So the more they can help us fight that, the better it is. When he was first diagnosed, his comment was, I'm going to fight this with everything I have as long as I can for you and for our family. And he has, and he still is. 38 years later, he's just very driven not to give in, not to let it win is what he says. It's not going to win.
My hope is just that my dad can, be home and be happy. I just want him to be, at ease and happy at home and to be with all of us.
So our goal is just to keep able to do that, to keep him home as long as we can, hopefully forever,